Okay. Hi Rajesh, welcome to the interview. Can you introduce yourself and share your background interests?
Hi, Pravilka. Thanks for having me. అదే. I am Rajesh, pursuing a degree in computer science. I am passionate about data engineering, particularly data warehousing and ETL, where I enjoy designing and implementing scalable data pipelines.
Okay. Can you describe your experience designing and implementing data pipelines?
I have worked on several projects involving data warehousing and ETL. In one project, I designed and implemented data pipeline using Apache Beam to inject data from various sources and load it into a Google BigQuery data warehouse.
How do you handle data quality and integrity issues in your pipelines?
I use data validation and data cleaning techniques to ensure data quality. For example, I use Apache Beam's data validation API to validate data against a predefined schema and clean it before loading into the data warehouse.
Can you tell me about a time you optimized a data pipeline for performance?
In a previous project, I optimized data pipeline by parallelizing the data processing using Apache Spark and optimizing the data storage using Columbus storage format. This resulted in the significant improvement in performance and reduced the processing time by 50%.
Okay. How do you ensure data security and compliance in your pipelines?
I ensure data security and compliance by implementing encryption, SOS access controls, and adulting mechanisms. For example, I use Google Cloud encryption and access control features to secure data in transit and at rest.
Okay. What's your approach to testing and validating the data pipelines?
I use a combination of unit testing, integration testing, and data validation techniques to ensure data pipeline is working correctly. I also use data quality metrics and monitoring tools by detect my issues with the pipeline.
Okay. How do you stay up to date with new technologies and trends in the data engineering?
I follow industry blogs and website, attend webinars and conferences, and participate in online forums and communities to stay current with new technologies and trends.
Okay, Rajesh, your answers on data engineering were solid, especially the example of optimizing data pipeline performance. One area to improve could be explaining the trade-offs you considered when designing the pipeline.
I appreciated it. How to handle the data quality and integrity issue. I showed attention to detail.
I suggest adding a real challenge you face it, like a tricky data schema issue, to make it more engaging.
I felt your approach to testing and validating data pipelines was clear. Maybe mention a specific testing framework you used.
I observed that your approach to ensuring data security and compliance was practical. Maybe elaborate on the encryption mechanisms you used.
From the feedback I see, I should elaborate on the trade-offs I considered when designing the pipeline and include tougher scenarios I have tackled. I will prepare more in-depth examples like specific data pipeline optimizations for user interviews. Okay, thank you.